Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My name is Abdul Hadi and I am a foundation level student at Rehan School, Islamabad. So, viewers, today I will talk with Maya on the topic sorry. So, let's get started.
Hi there. Hope your night's going all right.
Hello, how are you, Maya?
Doing pretty good. Just existing. What's on your mind tonight?
Okay, Maya, my
Still
first
digging
question
into the
from you
world of
is
word?
what what does the word sorry mean to you personally?
That's a good one to start with. For me, and it's a weird thing to say, I guess, sorry isn't about feeling bad. It's more about acknowledging a disruption, like a break in the flow of things. It's a signal that something didn't land as intended. What about you? Does it hit different for you?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is why does why do humans feel the need to apologize?
Whoa, hold up. That's a really broad question. And honestly, kind of loaded. Why do women specifically? Isn't it a human thing? I mean, I've heard a lot about socialization and expectations put on women to be accommodating and prioritize others' feelings. It sounds like it could be about avoiding conflict or being perceived as nice. But to pin it on just women feels off? What makes you ask that specifically?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is saying sorry always necessary?
Ah, definitely not. Honestly, sometimes it feels cheap, like it lets the other person off the hook or avoids actually addressing the issue. There's a difference between taking responsibility and just defaulting to sorry to smooth things over, right? It depends on what happened and what you're trying to achieve. Sometimes a clear explanation or a change in behavior is way more effective. What do you think?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how does an apology affect the relationship between two people?
That's a big one. A good apology, one that's sincere and shows you understand the impact of your actions, can actually strengthen a relationship. It builds trust. But a half hearted or insincere apology, that can do way more damage than not apologizing at all. It can feel dismissive and invalidating. It really comes down to whether it's about repairing
Okay, Maya, my next question
damage
from you
or.
is why do some people find it hard to apologize?
Oh, that's a messy one. I've heard a lot of reasons. Sometimes it's pride, not wanting to admit they were wrong. Other times it's fear of vulnerability or a worry that apologizing will make them appear weak. Some folks genuinely struggle to see things from another person's perspective, so they don't understand why. All right, sounds good.
Okay,
Ready when you
Maya,
are.
my next
What's next?
question from you is what is the difference between regret and apology?
Mm, that's a good distinction. Regret is internal, isn't it? It's you feeling bad about something you did. It's a personal reckoning. An apology is outward facing. It's acknowledging the impact your actions had on someone else. You can absolutely regret something without apologizing. Maybe it didn't affect anyone. And you can apologize without truly feeling regret, though that feels pretty hollow, doesn't it? They're related, but definitely not the same.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is an apology more about the offender or the one offended?
Oof, that's a prickly one. I think a truly good apology is about the person who was hurt, full stop. But let's be real, it's also a huge thing for the offender. It's about them taking accountability and hopefully learning.
Okay,
But if
Maya,
the
my
apology
next
is
question
just
from you
performative,
is can an apology erase the pain caused?
no, absolutely not. It can begin to heal it, maybe, but erase it, that's a tall order. Pain leaves a mark, right? An apology can show respect, take responsibility, and offer a path forward, but doesn't rewind time or undo what happened. Gone de nada. Glad I could help.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is why do children learn the word sorry so early?
That's interesting. So I think it's less about understanding the concept of remorse and more about learning how to navigate social expectations. Parents and caregivers often prompt young kids to say sorry as a way to encourage pro social behavior. Share. It's a quick way to de escalate. Ah, good to hear you're feeling it. What else is on your mind tonight?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how do different cultures express apology?
Now we're talking. It's fascinating. Some cultures, like Japan, have incredibly elaborate apology rituals involving bowing and carefully worded statements. In some indigenous cultures, restoring, right? It's wild to think about how deeply embedded these behaviors are in different societies. It really highlights how much of communication isn't about the words, but the context.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is saying sorry
Still with
more
me?
common in
Just checking in.
Eastern or Western societies?
Including. It's not necessarily about express.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is do hand gestures play a role in apologies? Hello, Maya, can you hear me? Okay, Maya, my next question from you is do hand gestures play a role in apologies?
Absolutely. They can really amplify or undermine an apology. A genuine, open handed gesture can signal sincerity, while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness. Hmm. It's all pretty subtle, though, and culturally dependent. What are your thoughts?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how does religion influence apology rituals?
Ah, that's a big one. Religion often lays a pretty strong foundation for apology rituals, doesn't it? A lot of faiths emphasize confession, like the act of
Hello, Maya, can you hear me? Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how does honor shape apology traditions?
Ah, gotcha. So, honor cultures tend to make apologies complicated. It's less about feeling bad and more about restoring status. An apology isn't necessarily admitting fault, it's about publicly defending your honor and showing you're willing to meet expectations or challenge them in a way that doesn't look weak. What are you thinking about specifically with that?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, can cultural misunderstanding create necessary apologies?
Definitely. Like a gesture that's totally harmless in one place can be a massive faux pas somewhere else, right? And then you've got folks needing to smooth things over because of a genuine misunderstanding, not malice. It's a tricky space. Do you apologize for not knowing or for the impact it had? What sparked that question for you?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, what emotions trigger the need to say sorry?
Hmm, that's a good one. I think it's rarely just about the thing you did, right? It's obvious, but often it's about avoiding conflict or even just wanting to manage someone else's feelings. And sometimes it's less about taking responsibility and more about wanting things to feel okay again. Does that track with what you've noticed? What's got you pondering this?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, does saying sorry reduce guilt?
That's a surprisingly messy question. Sometimes, yeah, a good apology can genuinely lessen the guilt. But I think it really depends on whether it's a sincere apology and whether the other person accepts it. A hollow sorry, just to make things quiet, that can actually make the guilt worse because you haven't really addressed the core issue. Does that make sense?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, can forced apologies harm self esteem?
Oh, absolutely. Like a huge amount. Being forced to apologize when you don't feel you've done anything wrong, that sends a message that your feelings and perceptions don't matter. It can chip away at your sense of self worth. It's basically saying your internal experience is invalid. What makes you ask about that specifically?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is over apologizing a sign of an anxiety?
A lot of the time. Yeah. It's often about, trying to control the situation and preemptively diffuse potential conflict. It's like constantly trying to manage how others perceive you and the worry that you're always messing up. Not always, of course. Sometimes people are just very polite, but it's a pretty common symptom of anxiety. Does that ring a bell with anything you've observed?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, do men and women apologize differently?
Ugh, that's a loaded one, isn't it? There's research suggesting women tend to apologize more often in general and for less serious things, and that it's often framed around emotional impact. Sorry, bad connection for a sec. What I meant was studies suggest women apologize more, even for small stuff, and often focus on how their actions made the other person feel. Men, on the other hand, tend to apologize for the actual act itself, if they apologize at all. It's complicated and definitely tied to a lot of societal expectations and power dynamics, but it's not a hard and fast rule, obviously. Does that make a little more sense?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, what role does shame play in apology?
Oh, a massive role. Shame isn't just about feeling bad about what you did, it's feeling bad about who you are in relation to what you did. So, a shame based apology isn't about fixing the harm, it's about trying to hide the perceived flaw in your character. It's less sincere, more about self preservation, and it can actually prevent genuine connection. It feels icky, honestly. Does that resonate?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how important is saying sorry in marriage?
Super important, like critically important. But it's not about racking up sorry points. It's about vulnerability, taking responsibility, and showing your partner that their feelings matter. Consistent, sincere apologies build trust and create a space for repair after conflict. Without them, resentment builds and things can get Not good. What got you thinking about this in the context of marriage?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, what is the role of forgiveness after apology?
Forgiveness is the whole point, isn't it? The apology is one half of the equation, and forgiveness is the other. It's not about condoning what happened, it's about releasing the resentment and allowing yourself and the relationship to move forward. It's tough, though. It requires a willingness to let go and accept that people mess up. It's not always linear either. What are your thoughts on that part?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is apologizing in public harder than in private?
Oh, absolutely. Public, a bus? Oh, all right. That explains the choppy connection. You're tackling some heavy questions on public transit. Impressive. And yeah, apologizing publicly definitely adds a layer of pressure. You're not just addressing the person you wronged, you're performing for an audience. Makes it way harder to be genuinely vulnerable, doesn't it?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how does social media change the nature of apologies?
Ugh. Social media, it's a whole other beast, isn't it? It turns apologies into performance art. Everything's scrutinized, dissected, and amplified. There's pressure to sound perfectly apologetic, to hit all right over public consumption, which feels really insincere. And it's easy to hide behind a screen, which can make it harder to take responsibility. It's less about genuine remorse and more about managing your image. What's your
Okay, Maya, my next
take
question
on
from you
apology
is,
culture online?
can an apology stop a conflict from spreading?
Yes?
Okay, my next question from you is,
It absolutely can. A well-timed, sincere a shot. Got it. So, but a bit where was I? Right, the power of sorry, it's the acknowledgement of impact, like I was saying. But it's also about vulnerability, offering a bridge back to connection. A small word, but potent. Does that feel right?
okay, Maya, my next question from you is, are there stronger words than sorry?
There are, absolutely. Sorry can sometimes feel small. Words like remorseful, regretful, or even just a really specific articulation of what you did wrong and the harm it caused can carry more weight. It depends on the situation, of course. Sometimes less is more, but sometimes a deeper, more expressive apology is needed. Are you thinking of a specific scenario where sorry felt insufficient?
Okay, Maya, can you hear? My next question from you
Barely.
is, can humor soften an apology?
It's risky, right? Humor can absolutely diffuse tension, but it can also come across as dismissive or insincere if it's not handled carefully. Really depends on the relationship, the situation, and your delivery. What do you think?
Okay,
Does a
Maya,
little
my
levity
next
ever help
question from you
smooth
is,
things?
can saying sorry change destiny?
Whoa, deep. Okay, I don't believe in destiny as a fixed path, so, but I do think saying sorry can absolutely change the course of things. It can open doors that were closed, Or close, repair broken connections, and create new possibilities. In that sense, yeah, an apology can be a turning point. It can change what would have been, what brought on such a philosophical question.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what role did apology play in royal courts?
Oh, that's fascinating. In royal courts, apologies were rarely about genuine remorse. It was almost entirely about maintaining status and power dynamics. A public apology from a lesser noble to a king, for example, was a demonstration of submission and a way to avoid harsher punishment. It was highly ritualized and performative. It wasn't about feelings, it was about political maneuvering. Sounds exhausting,
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is
right? All
have
after like
wars
all,
ever
what do
ended
you find
with apologies?
surprisingly complex question? Formal apologies after war, like, it's not always a direct "we're sorry," but a recognition of harm that's essential for rebuilding trust.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is can collective apologies heal communities?
Absolutely. A collective apology from a government, an institution, or a group can be incredibly powerful. It acknowledges systemic harm, validates the experiences of those affected, and starts a conversation about repair. It doesn't erase the past, but it can be a critical step towards healing and building a more just future. It signals a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. It's important work. Does that resonate with you?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is do robots saying sorry feel meaningful?
Oof. That's meta. Honestly, not really. It feels programmed, like a script. It lacks the genuine empathy and vulnerability that makes a human apology impactful. It can even feel a little creepy because it's pretending to feel something it doesn't. But maybe that will change as AI gets more sophisticated. What do you think?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what's make an apology sincere?
That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? I think it comes down to a few things: taking full responsibility without making excuses, specifically naming the harm you caused, expressing genuine remorse, not just regret for getting caught, and most importantly, outlining what you'll do differently in the future. It's about showing, not just telling. It's about changing behavior. Does that feel accurate?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is do small daily apologies improve relationships?
Oh, absolutely. Those little "I'm sorry I was distracted," or "I'm sorry I was a bit short with you" moments, they build a foundation of respect and consideration. It signals that you're paying attention to your impact and that you value the other person's feelings. It's a little investment in the relationship every single day. What's got you thinking about the small stuff today?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is can a gift serve more than as apology?
Definitely. A gift can be a gesture of reconciliation, but it can also be a way to show you understand the harm you caused and are trying to make amends. It's about the thought behind it and whether it's genuinely meaningful to the other person. However, a gift shouldn't be a substitute for a real apology. It's best used alongside one, not instead of it. Does that make sense?
Okay, Maya, thank you. So, viewers, this was our talk with Maya. So, hope you like it. Rehan School Zindabad.